confront common challenges, while taking into account the development plans of state members and their ability to transition responsibly to more sustainable energy systems and promoting investment in them in cooperation with the governments, the private sectors, and the regional and international organizations. In conclusion, the Kingdom renews its commitment to work with the countries of the region to achieve the goals of the Middle East Green Initiative and to be a global model to combat climate change. We hope the summit today achieve outcomes that contribute in strengthening joint action to ensure a bright and prosperous future for our posterity. We pray to Allah to make this summit a success. Peace be unto you.
Thank you, His Royal Highness Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, the Crown Prince and the Prime Minister in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Now I will give the floor to His Excellency, the President of the Arab Republic of Egypt. In the name of God Almighty, dear brother, Royal Highness Mohammed bin Salman, the Crown Prince of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the Prime Minister, Your Excellencies and Highness, I would like at the outset to welcome you here in Egypt, in the city of Sharm el-Sheik, that's hosting the implementation of climate change pledges, and will be hosting the 27th of the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, and that we are looking forward to come with an inclusive results to contribute to enhance and to contribute in the climate action at the international level. In fact, when His Excellency Royal Highness the Crown Prince and the Prime Minister in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to convene the second summit for the Middle East Green Initiative that coincides with the climate change on COP27. It's an opportunity to shed light on this initiative, which is significant and important, that was launched a year ago. To deal with the most important aspects in climate in our region and in the Middle East, who are suffering more than others from the negative impacts of climate change on the quality of agricultural land, the fertility of the soil, and the increase in temperature and the phenomena of floods and drought. And many countries who joined the initiative since it was launched is an evidence of seriousness paid by our Arab region countries to face climate change, whether at the transformation toward renewable energy or at the level of taking effective measures for adaptation with the negative impacts of climate change. There are two sides represent the core of this initiative. In Egypt, for example, we were able to take significant steps towards renewable energy, whether solar energy or wind or hydrogen. And currently, we are launching ambitious projects in clean transportation. At the level of adaptation, Egypt was able to achieve successes for the sustainable resources, and its contribution at the national level updated according to the Paris Convention a number of ambitious objectives to adapt in agricultural sectors and protecting coastal areas and the sustainable urban regions. And in Egypt, in fact, the Arab countries are exerting efforts, similar efforts within this framework, and hosting for the COP27 currently and next year in the United Arab Emirates, and is an evidence of the role played by the countries of the Arab region with regard to climate change and the commitment of their collaboration. Your Highness, Excellencies, despite the economic challenges faced by the world currently and the international political and the Ukraine and Russian war, and our conference today represent an opportunity for the leaders of the world and the heads of economic sectors and the international financing enterprises and our partners towards a joint goal, which is the necessity for urgent action and effective measures to be taken to tackle climate change. all realize that time is not in our favor, and that the gaps in the emissions, it's important to mitigate and to adapt mechanisms and to deal urgently and to tackle executive actions and measures. We are all confident, all participants of the conference this year in Sharm el-Sheik will be up to the responsibility that they shoulders and up to the expectation that our society are endeavoring and seeking and to fulfill all of these responsibilities through this conference. And we, as a presiding COP27, we didn't spare no efforts for, in fact, to provide all the necessary measures and actions and to increase the contributions at the government and non-government levels. And we are exerting all effort to loosen the points of view with regards to the current issues in order to reach, for the different parties to reach to a meeting point and more consensus in order to come out with an effective measures and to fulfill all expectations and ambitions of all the people of the world. And in coinciding and with what have been fulfilled and Egypt keenness, that it's very important to go to action. The Middle East Green Initiative represents an excellent opportunity to enhance collaboration between the members states and to mobilize more investments and to provide new mechanisms for innovative financing to support the projects conducted by our nations to face climate change in coordination with the Arabic financing enterprises and the international one. And also, the initiative represents an appropriate framework to enhance technical collaboration and linking between the different research centers between the member states to fulfill integration between research centers and applicable centers related to technology to face climate change. And from this aspect, I would like to call you during our, in fact, meeting to resort to innovative solutions to enhance the action of climate change in the context of implementation and execution. I am confident that the outcome of our meeting and the results will express the continuity of our commitment of climate action at all levels for the future generation in the Arab region and in the whole world. Thank you, and I would like to extend my thanks once again to my brother, Crown Prince, the Prime Minister. Looking forward for a fruitful discussions. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, for your remarks. I would like to give the floor now to His Excellency Sheikh Michel Sabah, Crown Prince of Kuwait. Please take the floor. In the name of Allah, most merciful, most compassionate, Your Excellency, Brother Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, may Allah protect him, President of the Arab Republic of Egypt, Royal Highness Brother Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdul Aziz Al Saud, may Allah protect him, Crown Prince and Prime Minister of Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Excellencies, Royal Highnesses, August attendees. Peace be upon you all. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. It is, in the outset, it is my pleasure to convey the greetings of Emir of Kuwait, Royal Highness Nawaf al-Ahmad al-Sabah. May Allah protect him and his wishes for a successful proceedings and deliberations in order to achieve the aspired goals of the Middle East Initiative, green version, first version and second version of the initiative. In the outset, it is my pleasure to extend my sincere thanks and appreciations to the government of the Arab Republic of Egypt for the warm welcome and warm hospitality and excellent organizations of COP27, of the UN Convention, FCCC, of the climate change. I would like also to seize this opportunity in order to extend my sincere thanks and appreciations to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for launching the second version of the summit of a Green Middle East Initiative, simultaneously with convening of the COP27. For climate change, because this initiative serves as a very important turning point for the Middle East region in terms of climate action. It serves also as the foundation for regional cooperation in combating climate change impacts, which expresses sincere desire of our countries in this region to implement the provisions of the Paris Agreement, as well as achieving the targets and indicators of Sustainable Development 2030. Excellencies, Royal Highnesses, Kuwait State reiterates and underscores the commitments of the Gulf and regional commitments, as well as regions related to environment. Because the Kuwait Vision 2035 included and encompassed a main pillar that revolves around sustainable living environment, through which Kuwait will achieve the sustainable environment, as well as fulfill its environmental commitments before the international community. In addition, Kuwait is also committed to all of the cooperation standards with the UN in terms of implementing the environmental projects. In this regard, Kuwait initiated a number of projects, such as the project of the environmental fuel, as well as the global filter, as well as the sulfur handling, and the fifth gas line. Excellencies, Royal Highnesses, no doubt that the Green Middle East Initiative, under the supervision of His Excellency the Royal Highness Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, may Allah protect him, do achieve a lot of our environmental ambitions on both levels, the regional as well as the international levels, through working through a concerted vision. In addition to the desired benefits on the national level, and from my position here, the Kuwait reiterates its concerted effort in order to undertake projects through this initiative for the purpose of increasing green areas through tree planting, as well as the plant covering, in addition to establishing natural reserves, in addition to the paying attention to environmental, in order to achieve neutral carbon or net zero, which will climax a very good impact on the environmental level that will bear the fruit for the coming generations, as well as opening new horizons for a sustainable green future. In addition, Kuwait underscores support to its big sister, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and its commitment to what will be agreed upon within its potentials and resources, and it will not spare any effort or support or even commitment in order to achieve the recommendations that will be concluded through this initiative. In conclusion, I would like to reiterate my thanks and appreciations for all of the organizers of this summit, supplicating Allah to provide us with the necessary support and direction and guidance in order to achieve that prosperity and goodwill for our country and sister countries and neighboring countries, and peace be upon you all.
Thank you, His Excellency Sheikh Musha'al Al-Sabah, the Crown Prince of Kuwait. Now I will give the floor to His Excellency the Mauritanian President, His Excellency President Mohammed Wald Sheikh Al Ghazouani, Your Excellency, you have the floor. In the name of God Almighty, peace upon our Prophet Muhammad and his companions. Your Excellency, President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, the President of the Arab Republic of Egypt, His Royal Highness Mohammed bin Salman, the Crown Prince of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and the Prime Minister. Your Excellencies and Highnesses, ladies and gentlemen, august gathering, I would like at the outset to express my deep thanks and appreciation for the general invitation that I received from my two brothers, His Royal Highness Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, the Prime Minister, and His Excellency President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, the President of the Arab Republic of Egypt, to participate in the second edition of the Middle East Green Initiative Summit. This initiative, which was launched in 2021, His Royal Highness Mohammed bin Salman, the Crown Prince of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and the Prime Minister reiterate the commitment of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and its pioneer for the international efforts to build a more sustainable future for the whole world. And it is also interprets its keenness to face climate change in the region, and no doubt that the procedures and measures taken under the umbrella of this green initiative, besides its contribution on a positive impact on the environment, will in fact form a positive support for the African continent to face climate change, and its reflection on the socio-economic aspects, particularly the efforts that is done by the Islamic Republic of Mauritania. And in this context, which is interpreted by our national contributor, that have been revised, that have been in fact mentioned in Glasgow Summit, no doubt that this initiative of the Middle East Green Initiative, it is a strategy which is directed toward taking positive actions launched by His Excellency Royal Highness Mohammed bin Salman, the Prime Minister, and the Crown Prince, looking forward for its success and all progress. Thank you for your attentive listening.
I would like to thank His Excellency President Mohammed el-Sheik al-Ghazouani for his remarks. I give the floor now to Royal Highness Hussein ibn Abdullah, the second Crown Prince of the Hashemite Jordanian Kingdom. Please take the floor, Your Royal Highness. In the name of Allah, most compassionate, praise be to Allah, and peace and prayers upon the Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Excellencies, Royal Highnesses, peace be upon you all. In the outset, I would like to thank the Arab Republic of Egypt and His Excellency President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi for hosting and organizing the COP27 on climate change. I would like also to thank the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the custodian of two holy mosques, Salman Abdulaziz Al Saud, and Royal Highness Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, for launching the Green Middle East Initiative. Jordan took part in all of the technical meetings related to this initiative because Jordan believes of how important it is and how aligned it is to our national plans and strategies aiming to expand on the green areas in the Jordanian Hashemite and mitigating the climate change impacts, as well as minimizing desertification and deterioration of land. And regardless of all of the challenges regarding the scarcity of water, which had been aggravated further because we do receive floods of migrants through the last decade. However, we did not overlook the preservation of the environment in our national strategies and plans. Green economy and climate action is part and parcel of the growth vehicles that have been launched recently through the economic updates, modernization, which we are aiming to implement through effective partnerships between private and public partnerships, either on the local, regional, or international level, with the contribution of youth and women. However, today we are hoping to continue and further progress to implement this important initiative, which we believe it will serve as the springboard in order to adopt policies and initiatives on the national and regional levels to confront climate change impacts and implications. In conclusion, we do have to work together in order to lay down policies, programs, and innovative solutions that will ensure future green and sustainable future for this generation and generations to come, and peace be upon you.
Thank you, His Excellency Prince Al-Hussein bin Abdullah II, the Crown Prince of the Kingdom of Hashemet. Now we'll give the floor to the Tunisian government, the Prime Minister Najla Bouden. In the name of God Almighty, peace upon our Prophet Muhammad and his companions. His Excellency President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, the President of the Arab Republic of Egypt, His Royal Highness Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, the Crown Prince and the Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And it's my pleasure and honor to be amongst you in this second summit for the Middle East Green Initiative, which is convened to coincide with COP27, which in fact will contribute to enhance regional partnership and international partnership and to crystallize a joint and urgent plan to face all environmental challenges that currently exist. Your Excellencies and Highnesses, since the convening the first summit up till today, the whole world witnessed deep transformation and changes imposed by the Ukraine-Russian crisis and the repercussions, and under that, the challenges, environmental challenges aggravated and natural disaster multiplied, while the international community is still moving slowly towards implementing practical implementation for all pledges and commitments. This in fact plan, which is in fact a landmark in the march of humanity, and this of course need more efforts to be exerted to fulfill a response for sustainable development and sustainable inclusive green initiatives. We adopted this strategic orientation in our national reform program in Tunisia, which is the alternative for the coming years to depend on our resources and expertise and national experiences among inclusive partnerships and collective partnerships at the bilateral, regional, and international level through supporting the role of women and youth and rehabilitating competences and to match its capabilities with the necessity of the green economy needs and to exchange experiences and expertise and building more partnership in the area of researchers and to benefit from green financing mechanisms that are available. We adopted the national strategy in the prospects of 2050 for a low carbon emission strategy and matching with climate change to be as a roadmap to reduce all forms of vulnerability and for ecological adaptation, refusing in fact to have more growth socioeconomic in our urban and rural areas according to a new developmental pathway which is inclusive and sustainable. Your Highnesses and Excellencies, the goals of the Middle East Green Initiative matches with our national strategic objectives in Tunisia. And hence, we would like to reiterate the support of Tunisia and its engagement in this initiative to benefit and to achieve all innovative financing mechanisms for the success of this initiative. May God grant us protection, progress, and to protect our nations. May peace be upon you all.
Thank you for Your Excellency Najla Aboudin for your remarks. I give the floor now to His Excellency President Mohammed Shahbaz Sharif, Islamic Republic of Pakistan. Please take the floor, sir.
My dear brother, Royal Highness Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, Excellency President Abdul Fattah al-Sisi, Majesties, Highnesses, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. At the outset, please allow me to express my deep sense of gratitude to His Royal Highness Mohammed bin Salman and President Abdul Fattah al-Sisi for organizing this very significant summit. We value the pioneering vision of my dear brother, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, for undertaking the Middle East Green Initiative, the first ecosystem initiative of its kind in the Middle East region. This outstanding and wonderful endeavor is a landmark reminder of Your Highness's dynamic leadership on areas that are vital for human survival, regional rejuvenation, and a seed of much-needed hope for a world looking for a greener, more biodiverse future. I applaud your timely actions and leadership once again. Nature-based solutions are also at the heart of my country's ambitious climate action agenda under the Convention and the Paris Agreement. I am heartened by your active interest in nature-based initiatives like afforestation, which help countries build adaptive capacities, sequester greenhouse gas emissions, as well as avert and minimize loss and damage due to climate change at national and regional levels. Majesties, Highnesses, and Excellencies, I must mention here that the objectives of the MGI are aligned with the objectives of Pakistan's National Forest Policy and the Green Pakistan program, which is focused on protecting, enhancing, and managing our forest, wildlife, and ecosystem by 2030. At this juncture, I would like to applaud the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for driving the Saudi Green Initiative. Pakistan has already extended full cooperation through exchange of knowledge and provision of experts. This is just the beginning. Pakistan expresses keen willingness to provide and cooperate with all MGI member countries in sharing experience and technical expertise related to the restoration of forests in dryland areas, mangroves, management of protected areas, carbon stock assessment, and establishment of forest monitoring systems. The Earth has been calling for action, but we, it seems, have decided to learn the hard way. An initiative like the MGI is one big step in the right direction. Pakistan is fully committed to the broader objectives of the initiative and looks forward to working in close collaboration with member states, not just limited to this initiative, but in every action needed to secure the planet against climate change impacts. I thank you all.
Thank you, His Excellency President, for his speech. Now I will give the floor to His Excellency President Ismail Omar Jaliya, the President of Bhuti Republic. You have the floor, Your Excellency. In the name of God Almighty, prayers on our Prophet Muhammad and his companions. Your Excellency President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, President of the Arab Republic of Egypt, His Royal Highness Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman Abdulaziz Al Saud, Crown Prince and the Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and the head of the Senior Committee for the Middle East Green Initiative, Your Excellencies and Highness, august gathering. Ladies and gentlemen, may peace be upon you all. It gives me great pleasure at the outset to extend our deepest thanks and appreciation to my dear brother, His Royal Highness Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz, Crown Prince of and the Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and the head of the High Committee for the Middle East Green Initiative, and my dear brother, His Excellency President Fattah el-Sisi, the President of the Arab Republic of Egypt, for the generous invitation to participate in this important summit, which is convened to coincide with the COP27. Which is targeted towards COP27 on climate change, and gives me a great opportunity to congratulate the Arab Republic of Egypt for the effort exerted and appreciated for the success of the two summits that they convened in Sharm el-Sheik, knowing that Egypt was precedent in adopting a number of strategies and successful programs in this vital aspect represented in combating climate change. Your Excellencies, Highness, august gathering, climate change is considered one of the most serious challenges facing the whole world and the Arab region, and its repercussions are increasing and aggravating by time, which necessitates to mobilize capacities and resources and collective and joint collaboration and unifying efforts to tackle the negative impact that threatening the future of humanity. In this context, we would like to reiterate the importance of the summit and seeking green transformation to face climate change impact, which necessitates to transform into a new innovative approach based on green economy, matching with the concept of sustainability and the enhancement of capacities for resilience, adaptation, and environment protection. And hence, the Middle East Green Initiative that was launched by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia last year, in fact, is of a paramount importance, and we would like to praise and commend this pioneering initiative, which forms an important positive impact and a paradigm in addition for the endeavors exerted to face climate change. We would like to reiterate our confidence, and its positive framework will in fact be streamlined, and it will contribute for a more green, sustainable future for the future generation. Your Royal Highness Crown Prince, His Excellency President el-Sisi, the Djibouti Republic, in fact, pays pays great attention for environmental aspects and climate change. In this context, we spare no effort to preserve environment, and we will in fact expedite our steps towards depending on renewable energy within its vision 2035. And we are optimistic and hopeful to be able to achieve this objective in the near future. Of course, our vision dealing with environmental issues and climate change is based on the necessity to concert national and regional and international efforts to tackle the repercussions and the reflections and negative aspects of all of these phenomena and its impact on the human lives. Hence, we are committed to engage in collective action and monitoring the efforts exerted in this context at the regional and international level. And we will not be hesitant to exert all efforts to take necessary steps in this regard. And the vital examples that in last October we convened a summit regarding climate change, and the African Horn countries participated in this summit. And among the procedures of this summit, it came in time to fulfill the needs of the region for such initiatives to launch a regional observatory responsible for environmental researchers and climate researchers. And this reflected the desire to fulfill their commitments towards the issue of climate change, which touch the human existence. Before everything, we would like to reiterate our praise and commend of the leading role of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in facing climate change and its impact and dealing with its repercussions. And the evidence on that is our meeting and gathering today in the second edition of the Middle East Green Initiative, which is a completion for the success fulfilled by the first summit and the first edition. And I would like to congratulate the Arab Republic of Egypt, its presidency of COP27, and underscoring our confident that Egypt's leadership for the international climate action will be successful and will achieve the aspired goals. And out of our belief of the importance of the participatory, in fact, approach and facing climate challenges, I would like to underscore the readiness of Djibouti to work closely with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the Arab Republic of Egypt in this regard, asking God to protect us and to fulfill our aspired goals. And thank you. May peace be upon you all.
Thank you, Your Excellency, President Ismail Omar Jaleh, for your remarks. I now give the floor to His Excellency, President of the Transitional Sovereign Council of Sudan, Abdel Fattah al-Burhan. Please take the floor. In the name of Allah, most merciful, most compassionate, praise be to Allah, and prayer and peace be upon Muhammad. Your Excellency, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, President of the Arab Republic of Egypt, Royal Highness Prince Mohammed bin Salman, Crown Prince of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and Prime Minister of the Kingdom, Excellencies, Royal Highnesses, heads of states and heads of delegations, august attendees, peace be upon you. In the outset, I would like to commend the efforts of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in regarding the serious addressing of the climate change in our region, and we do believe that the Green Middle East Initiative in this version as well as the future version is the proper scientific and practical mechanism in order to absorb and address the negative implications of climate change as well as preserving the environment, in addition to addressing soil deterioration as well as the preservation of forestations and biodiversity. Therefore, we do underscore that Sudan is committed to be engaged in the projects and programs of this initiative. Also, we provide all potentials in Sudan in order to implement the plans and projects of this initiative, which has a transnational effects for all nations in this region. In conclusion, I would like to reiterate the commitment of Sudan to the green transition plans and programs and availing natural resources of Sudan in order to be in disposal of the green transition mechanism. Sincere thanks and appreciations to Sister Kingdom of Saudi Arabia as well as the Arab Republic of Egypt and to all of those who contributed to the success of the MGI. And Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace be upon you.
Thank you to His Excellency Abdel Fattah al-Burhan for his speech. Now, His Excellency, the presidential leadership in Yemen, His Excellency President Dr. Rashad al-Ghnaymi, you have the floor, Your Excellency. In the name of God Almighty, my brother, His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, President of the Arab Republic of Egypt, His Royal Highness Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, and the Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Your Excellencies and Highness, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed gathering, may peace be upon you all. It is my pleasure and appreciation to participate in this meeting out of the launch of the Middle East Green Initiative, which is considered an effective contribution from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to mitigate the temperature of our planet and to reduce the negative impact of climate change. This initiative represents a regional collaboration platform to enhance vegetation and supporting regional international efforts aiming to create collaboration opportunities, transnational and enhance opportunities of development and peace between the peoples of the region. Your Excellencies and Highness, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed gathering, I am confident that this initiative will enhance the collaboration opportunities and will build bridges of relation with all relative international organizations and a platform to transfer experiences and expertise to protect the environment and encourage innovative solutions to reduce land deterioration and to contribute to fulfill the SDGs at the national level. We hope from this initiative to assist our countries to rehabilitate biodiversity systems and vegetations, forest and green economy that is deteriorated due to the war launched by terroristic militias supported by the Iranian system and regime, and through planting many mines and cutting trees and the migration of population, which formed an additional pressure on biodiversity and on vegetation in particular. We today would like to congratulate Egypt and Saudi Arabia for the success of COP27 and in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for launching the second edition of this initiative. And this, in fact, necessitates our pride that our Arab countries are taking the necessary measures to contribute in the recovery of the planet. Looking forward for the success of this initiative and to fulfill its goals. We are confident that this initiative is a success initiative and it will continue as it represents safety, security, peace and love. Tree is the symbol of life and peace, and we will work together with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the rest of the Arab countries to achieve the success of this initiative and building on our humanitarian pillars. Looking forward for the success of our nations. May peace be upon you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency Dr. Rashad al-Ghnaymi, for his remarks. I give the floor now to His Excellency Minister of Foreign Affairs, James Cleverly of the UK. Please take the floor.
Your Excellency, President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi and His Highness Mohammed bin Salman Al Saud, Your Royal Highnesses, Your Excellencies, thank you for inviting me to join you today, and may peace be upon you all. The climate crisis provides the starkest possible reminder that whatever our differences, we all share the same planet, and if global temperatures continue to rise, then no one will be immune from the consequences. We have already seen the impact of climate change on the Middle East, from scorching temperatures and dust storms across the Gulf to fires in Algeria and floods in Lebanon. All this in a region already dangerously vulnerable to extreme weather. Water scarcity is a defining challenge. Almost all countries in this region are exposed to high or very high water stress, and we can expect climate change to make that situation even worse. The shortage of water, of course, helps to explain the region's reliance on food imports, and some countries are made doubly vulnerable by importing up to 90% of their food, including from other climate-exposed regions. The current crisis of climate, conflict, food, and energy price increases have together exposed the fragility of food supplies in the Middle East and North Africa. With pressures all around, initiatives like this, allowing leaders from across the region and beyond to address these challenges together, are even more vital. Joining together to reduce carbon emissions and to restore our forests is the best chance of success in building regional resilience. As the UK hands over the COP presidency, I want to thank everyone here for helping to keep 1.5 alive and for cooperating on adaptation and on areas like coal, cars, trees, and the technology needed to achieve net zero. Last year, we all made bold commitments, and I welcome the further commitments that we have heard today. Now we have to deliver that ambition and to exceed it wherever possible. Our focus on action has shone through this afternoon, and because of the Green Initiative, the future looks a little safer and a little brighter. Shukran.
Thank you, Your Excellency James Cleverly, for his speech. Now the floor with His Excellency Governor Gaddafi, the Minister. You have the floor, sir.
Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, President of Arab Republic of Egypt, His Excellency Crown Prince Royal Highness, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz, Royal Highness, Excellencies, I would like to compliment Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for hosting the Middle East Green Initiative Summit 2022 on the sideline of COP27, which brings the nations from around the world together under one roof and seeks to create infrastructure needed to reduce emissions and protect the environment. I had the opportunity to deliver a statement during the Middle East Green Initiative Summit 2021 held at Riyadh. The theme of the initiative was Succeeding the Transition to Green Economies, the Role of Sustainable Finance. I had spoken on the issue of common but differentiated responsibilities and respective capabilities, India's step to mainstream sustainable development goals, and the issue of climate finance. It has been a year since the last meet at Riyadh. India has, in the meantime, highlighted the role of people on this planet to achieve the goals of combating climate change. India has come to COP27 with hopes and expectation for speedy and effective implementations of enhanced commitments of the nations to make tangible differences in the lives of the most vulnerable people. I understand various initiatives undertaken by the Middle East Green Initiative not only intend to deliver environmental impact but also seeks to create for reaching economic opportunities. Excellencies, India is committed toward clean and green energy source, and National Hydrogen Mission is a leap in that direction. As a part of United Nations Decade of Action for Attainment of SDGs, India has initiated several measures for promoting resource efficiency and circular economy, including for prevention and management of waste. Excellencies, India has also initiated a number of coalitions such as International Solar Alliance, which is Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi's vision to bring clean and affordable energy within reach of all, and I am glad to mention that both Egypt and Saudi Arabia are part of it. I would also like to mention that India has also initiated leadership group in industry transition track along with Sweden with focus to hard to abate industrial sectors and coalition for disaster resilient infrastructure for easy and faster mobilization of technology, finance, and necessary information for a small island developing state. Excellencies, I invite you to join these coalitions to achieve the goal related to climate change which have assigned to ourselves. I wish great success for the goals of Middle Eastern Green Initiative. Thank you.
是应对气候变化这一全球性挑战的关键。中国政府高度重视经济社会发展、绿色低碳转型，采取调整产业结构、优化能源结构、节能提高能效。
Excellency, President of Egypt Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, and Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. It is my pleasure to take part in the Middle East Green Initiative. And the green transition is the most important point in the challenges of climate change. The Chinese government pays much attention to decarbonization in order to achieve social development and taking certain set of measures in order to transform the energy and achieve efficiency of the energy, and establishing the market mechanism and in order promote the decarbonization. For this purpose, in order to boost decarbonization, we achieved major achievements in 2010, whereby the modern technology increased by 10% and we reached 15.1%, and in 2012 we reduced the energy consumption by 0.2%, and we increased resources production, and vehicle industry amount for 50% of the worldwide. And renewable energy use exceeded 1,100,000, including solar energy and so forth. We ranked first. And a plantation reached 67 million hectares, and we accelerated the industry and we planted 22 million trees. And in his remarks, the President, we officially announced that we want to reach net zero and decarbonization by 2060. And throughout 2 years, we are aiming to conclude the net zero in decarbonization in terms of certain industries by And in order to address climate change, we have to accelerate towards green energy, and we need concerted efforts and exchange technical dialogue. And developed countries should extend hands to developing countries and ensure to fulfill its commitments. China and Middle East are friends. They have mutual confidences, and we are both partners. And the Green Middle East Initiative is in line with the Chinese president because it bears the joint future of the human beings, and it is in line with the Belt Initiative. There is a major aim for addressing climate change. And we have the initiative of the Belt that aims to green transition. It is a new platform for green cooperation and also transition towards green energy and the minimization of carbon emissions. Thank you.
In the name of God Almighty, His Royal Highness Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman Abdulaziz Al Saud, Crown Prince and the Prime Minister, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. His Excellency President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, President of the Arab Republic of Egypt, Your Highnesses and Royalness, Your Excellencies, esteemed gathering, allow me at the outset to convey the greetings of His Excellency King of Hassan Abdullah, and for his, in fact, high-level international meeting. Looking forward for the success to in-depth awareness with regards to the current challenges imposed by climate change and to upgrade the issues of climate change and sustainable development in the Middle East. I would like to seize this opportunity. We are gathering for the second time after meeting in Riyadh last year to reiterate our appreciation and gratitude to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and for the Middle East Green Initiative. And while remembering the objectives of this initiative, reducing the loss of biodiversity and restoring the deteriorated land and preserving sustainable development for the natural vegetation and the Arab resources, I have to weigh and appreciate the efforts exerted by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in order to for the success of this initiative and to achieve its major goals and the pioneering role they play with this regard. In this context, we have to mention the progress achieved during this year with regards to the governance of this initiative and the roadmap, which is ambitious to enhance protecting the land and nature in the region, contributing strongly and effectively in the efforts exerted by the countries to preserve sustainable environment and the action related to such. In this context, and applying the political will stemming from the directions of His Excellency Royal Highness. And in fact, the Morocco took an approach and participatory approach and responsible in the environmental policy, matching the international efforts with the SDGs. And through the concerted approach by the Moroccan Kingdom in its policy within the collaboration, South-South collaboration, and the triple collaboration, Morocco will provide all its capabilities to contribute to achieve the goals of the Green Initiative of the Middle East. And to conclude, I would like to reiterate thanks and appreciation to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the Arab Republic of Egypt for this generous invitation to the summit, looking forward for this initiative to succeed and to fulfill their progress. May peace be upon you all. Thank you for attentive listening, ladies and gentlemen.
Excuse me, could someone tell the speaker to turn the microphone on? Interpretation cannot be rendered. Microphone is not on. I can't hear the speaker. In this regard, the Middle East as a region and North Africa stands very important, including the solar energy as well as wind energy. For example, Egypt, OPEC fund contributed funding the largest electricity plant in Komombo with a production capacity reaching 200 megawatt. And in Jordan, the fund also played a very important role in operationalizing the Seven Sisters project. The fund seizes opportunities through partnerships with governments as well as private sector in the region, in addition to the international developmental institutions. If we look at the large investment needs, therefore, collaboration between all partners is the only way in order to achieve the goals. Based on this and inspiring the Middle East Green Initiative, the fund, together with its partners in the Arab Coordination Group, laid down measure packages in the area of climate for the purpose of sustainable development. Therefore, this group shall allocate $24 million until 2030 for the purpose of assisting developing countries to achieve its climate-related goals as well as decarbonization. In this regard, we can look forward to work together with the countries in this region. And assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace be upon you all. Thank you, Excellency Dr. Abdul Hamid Al Khalifa. And now I give the floor to Excellency President of Egypt in order to conclude the proceedings of this summit. In the name of Allah, most merciful, compassionate, Royal Highnesses, Excellencies, I would like to thank you all for this rich and constructive dialogue and conversation. What we heard today confirms what I already referred to in my opening remarks this morning, that our countries are deeply committed to the actions of climate change on all areas. I was especially interested in the proceedings and deliberations, especially the national efforts and also the MGI had been achieving through last year since ever it was launched, which underscores that our Arab region is taking steady steps in the right direction towards the future. I also look forward to continue working together with our countries, especially in the economic dimensions projects, as well as in particular what is related to implementing early warning and fishery management, as well as transfer of new technologies for the purpose of sustainable usages of agricultural development. I would like also to call upon all of you to be introduced to the initiative that will be launched by Egypt throughout the conference days, and also discuss how can you make benefit in the larger framework of climate action worldwide. I would like to thank you all and invite you all to continue our concerted efforts in order to implement the pledges as well as commitments, and I wish you all constructive contributions in COP27 Sharm el-Sheik. I also call upon all of you to entertain this city throughout our hospitality to you as guests, and thank you very much, and Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.